reducing the power of one coefficient, raising the power of the other one, and perhaps even writing out the Pascal's triangle to find the binomial coefficients. I do not recommend that approach. So we're going to use that approach here for a few reasons. One is because we're assuming you know all the formulae inside out, your arithmetic's rather good, and although it's a calculator paper, this is going to make things easier for you, but only if you're good at the whole thing. We also have these criteria. It has to be a full expansion, it has to be simple a and b, and it has to be a low value of n. So we've got 5 here as the power. That's good, that's nice and low. We've got 2 as a, corresponding to a in the formula, and x as b, which is nice. So we've got all the criteria fulfilled. That's not usually the case. Now let's expand this quickly. So the first thing we do is work out our binomial coefficients. Now, you should know them up to about 3 or 4. If you don't know them, you can either enter the NCRs to be put in your calculator, and that's what you should normally do. But if it's only 5, then what we can do very quickly, like see too many students actually doing this at a higher level, and they shouldn't have to, is the point. But there we've got row 5, starting at 0. So this is row 0, this is row 5. Those are our binomial coefficients for n equals 5. So very quickly let's expand. So the first coefficient is 1. We don't need to write it, and this will be a to the 5, and because b is to the 0, b won't appear. Because it'll equal 1x to the 0. So the next one will be coefficient 5, and this will be times 2 to the 4, and this time it'll be x to the 1. So x appears. Next coefficient is 10, and that will be 10 times 2 to the 3, and the powers of 2 are descending, and the powers of x are ascending. And the next one will be 10 times 2 squared, and that'll be times x to the 1, and then the next one, carrying on, following these coefficients down, 5 times 2 to the 1 times, oops, that was x cubed there, times x to the 4, and the next one will be just 1 times 2 to the 0, which of course is 1, and x to the 5. So we've expanded the whole thing rather quickly. If your arithmetic's good, you'll know it. But at the very least, you should know your cubes. You should know 2 to the 3 is 8. Double it 16. Double it again is 32. So 2 to the 5 will be 32. That means 2 to the 4 must be 16. Yep, okay, cool. Times 5 is 80. So actually the calculator question becomes almost a question in your head. 2 to the 3 we know is 8. So that's 8 times 10 is 80x squared. And 2 to the 2 is 4, so 4 times 10 is 40, x cubed, plus 10x to the 4, plus x to the 5. Awesome. Now that's rather quick. I've talked you through it, gone a bit slower. You can double check it, providing you're accurate, and don't make the kind of mistake I nearly made up here. You'll be fine. Like I say, only for low n